not you clicking on a video on how to motivate yourself. I mean, do you even want this for yourself? Because why is me, a stranger on the internet, having to hold you accountable for the life changes that you want for yourself? Aren't you tired of being the ugly friend? Isn't that motivation enough? Don't you want to be taken seriously, and if not seriously, at least respected enough to be gaslit into thinking that you're not worthy? Before we begin, I want you to know that this video employs techniques and concepts that will apply to anyone who wants to seek a change in their life. Although it's going to be a bit more aesthetic focused, this works for anyone. Do you really think I want to spend hours doing my makeup and hair and acrylic nails to be judged by a bunch of strangers on the internet of every facet of my being? No. Do you think I want to go outside, put minimal makeup on just to run a simple errand? No. But does a warrior go to war without her armor? You stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. You never know who or what you're gonna run into while you're out. And I'll tell you what, no one looks bad with good skin. So a little bit of light foundation or skin scent, concealer, blush, brows, mascara. I never want to do it, but I do. And I never regret it. You taking that little bit of effort into yourself every day says that, look, she has standards. This one takes care of herself. I can't easily step all over this one. And do you ever notice how men tend to approach you more when you have no makeup on? It's not necessarily because you look better without makeup. Anyone looks better with well-applied makeup application. Even men on TV, news anchors, they look better with makeup application. Everyone does. It's a tool that's meant to be used to make you look better. They're approaching you because they think you're an easier target. Point blank simple. I don't like when people approach me. I don't like when men in particular approach me when I don't have makeup on, just because it's not because I'm insecure. I don't look horrible without makeup, but it's more so because they probably think I'm an easier target, and I'm not. Got a little bit of makeup on, it's intimidating, and intimidation is power. You need to do this for yourself. Don't even do it for other people, but do this for yourself. If you want to feel good, it's simple. Make yourself look good. Beauty will raise your vibration and the people surrounding you as well. That is if they're not like insecure about their lives or whatever. Please, please spare me in the comments on how we as women are more than our looks, because no, duh. But you're not really a good manipulator if you haven't learned to cater to the superficial aspects of the world. If you want to be someone who's attractive, someone who's attracting things and people, why are we not leaving the house smelling like $1,000,000? The human animal is easily manipulated by pheromones, scent. You're already getting brownie points if you put some deodorant on today. And that's where today's sponsor, Lumi, comes in. Thank you, Lumi, because these products came right on time. In California, it's been over 97 degrees every single day. It's almost impossible to not have body odor. Oh my God. So trust me, when I hear aluminum free, I'm thinking the same thing that you're thinking. I'm thinking, give me the chemicals, please, because I don't want to smell. But I was pleasantly surprised using these, not gonna lie. So I'm really meticulous about smelling good because I just never want to be that person at the gym who smells horrible. If anything, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. I just feel like it's such a violation of the nose. So, the reason why I like Lumi is because it's odor neutralizing, so it blocks odor before it even starts. It's clinically proven to block odor for up to 72 hours. It is baking soda free, paraben free, cruelty free, and vegan. And it was created by OBGYN Shannon Klingman, so it's not gonna mess with your pH balance. Personally, as someone with sensitive skin, I've always used pH balanced body washes on my vagina and just all over because I've had irritation in the past from using like fragrance soaps and stuff. I've always wondered, can fragrance and pH balancing exist, or is that just a scam? So I was so excited to try the Lumi body wash. It has mandelic acid in it. If you've ever been overweight, you really can resonate to this. Like when I was over 200 pounds, I would hate the summer times because like one, I would never want to show my bigger body, but two, also like my inner thighs would chafe and they would get blisters and feel horrible. And honestly, 200 pounds for me was so long ago, but I still have dark inner thighs. They've never gone away, ever. I got the toasted coconut, I got the clean tangerine, visible cream, also got the acidified deodorant wipes. Okay, so I'm gonna give it to you straight, okay? Get the clean tangerine. Toasted coconut, it's sweet, it smells like caramel popcorn at a fair. It's nice, it's nice. If I could do anything different, I would have just gotten the clean tangerine instead of the unscented, just because the clean tangerine smells so good. So if you're gonna try this out, if you try anything out from these four, this one, absolutely, absolutely. As far as the Lumi deodorant, it doesn't stain your clothes. It comes in 8 different scents, so you've got a little variety to choose from. And I wore this to the gym, and for the first time, I was able to leave a workout without even the slightest body odor. I'm someone who like showers before the gym and after the gym because I'm like I said, I'm really, really like meticulous, and I don't want to be that person. But I broke my rule, and I did not shower before the gym, and I just like went ahead and did this to really test it out, and I did not smell so. Amazing. Lumi Starter Pack Bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size deodorant stick, a cream deodorant tube, 2 free products like the wipes or a mini body wash, free US shipping, and just for my followers, Lumi's offering an extra $5 off when you order at my link and enter code Carmelita at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off. So if you want pretty privilege, if you want to be beautiful, you need to make a decision that you are and just go with it. If you're constantly talking about your problems, this goes for anything. If you're constantly calling yourself ugly, if you're constantly harping on about what's going wrong in your life, why are you surprised that you're not getting the results that you want? The world around you conforms to the feelings and beliefs you have about yourself. So the first step is saturating your mind with manifestation content. This is what I do personally when I'm stuck in a rut. I'm just like you. Sometimes I live on autopilot. I'm thinking the same thoughts every day, and I'm just like, hoping for a miracle and not realizing that I'm driving the boat here with my thoughts. Every morning when I wake up, I go on YouTube, I watch my favorite manifestation coaches, and I saturate my mind with positive content. One of the worst things you can do for yourself is like watching the news in the morning. And nowadays, like our social media algorithms are our modern day news. And guess what? Oh, my nail, goddamn. The reason why I'm telling you this is because the first thoughts that you think in the beginning of the day set the tone for the rest of your day. So like in the past, I would have a habit of waking up and being like, today's was such a good day. Nothing happened yet. I would just say those words, and usually it would be a good day. I've also made it a point to not check social media or my email when I wake up because like I've gotten pissed off first thing in the morning, and then it's just like one thought attracts another thought just like it, and then the attraction process starts, and then when that train gets going, it's hard to stop that train, and the only way to stop that train is with meditation. And I don't know about you, but like I'm not really a sit in a room and breathe kind of meditator personally. So a lot of manifestation coaches, whether they be coaches that take a more scientific approach to manifesting like Joe Dispenza or Mark Houghton, or the ones that take a more cosmic approach like Abraham Hicks or Louise L. Hay, they all say the same thing. They tell you, visualize before you go to bed, think positive thoughts right before you go to bed, and do it right when you wake up. The reason why they tell you this is because you're in that REM sleep state to where your thoughts can easily permeate your subconscious mind. So if you ever notice, like if you go to sleep without like making a conscious intention to be like, you know what, today wasn't great, but tomorrow's gonna be a new day. I'm gonna have a fresh slate. If you go to sleep mad, chances are you're gonna wake up mad because the vibration picks off where it last left off. So this is why I'm telling you, like, you cannot be checking social media in the morning the first thing. You can't be watching the news. Puppies and kittens, cute stimuli, cute animals and cute stimuli, everyone loves that. And I'm sure that does good, but nothing gets the ratings like the violence and the drama. And what that does is it puts you in a vibration of fear. So you're already off to a good step in your day if you're able to like control what kind of content you're taking in. What kind of people are you talking to? If I were you, instead of doom scrolling, I would use social media's algorithms and follow people that don't make you feel good about yourself, unfollow people that make you compare yourselves to, and put a bunch of content in your face into the forefront that makes you feel good. That's the most important thing. If you want to manifest and if you really want to like have big life changes, you can't be talking to negative people. I personally like I've made it a rule now, and like it's been a rule, but I break my own rules sometimes. It's like I will not have a relationship with an insecure person, and I will not listen to an insecure person for very long because you know what? Like you don't feel good when you talk to them, and most of the times they're just energy vampires, suck sucking your energy away from you. And a lot of people are addicted to suffering. It took me a really long time to stop entertaining insecure people and talking to people who weren't on my level, or just like, honestly, at this point in my life, I'm only entertaining and having friendships with people who inspire me, are doing better than me, are positive. I've always wanted to help people who felt like I did, like anyone who doesn't feel good about themselves. Like I did not feel good about myself at one point in my life. I've like always had a soft spot for people like that, because you know what? It's just like things can get better, but it's not really helping me. And you know what? Like, if I want to manifest and if I want to have big changes in my life, I can't be listening to some negative person's problems. And you can't either. I don't care if you're a logical person. I don't care if you're a practical person. I don't care if you're like, I need to see it to believe it, like like blah, 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 blah. You're sitting here rolling your eyes like you heard it all before. But honestly, I'm not saying you're stupid if you don't believe that what's going on up here isn't creating what's experiencing out there. But girl, you're stupid. It's 2024. Wake up. I'm telling you the truth here. Whenever I feel stuck, I go back to basics. I go back to affirmations. I go back to Abraham and Esther Hicks. I go back to Louise L. Hayes. And I've recently been doing like robotic affirming, and I used to do affirmations years ago when I first had a spiritual awakening, and I was just kind of like, okay, like let me do this. And they worked for me. A lot of things that I wanted to happen came true. But also a lot of things also just didn't really like manifest. So I think that's why I kind of like put that technique and method to the side, and I didn't really persist with it. Now that I'm doing it again, I'm like, why did I ever stop? So like when I get stuck, I like laser focus. And a lot of you guys, you think affirmations are stupid. It's just like, I'm a goddess, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that. Like you think it's a joke, but you don't even have to believe what you're saying. And that's why I personally love robotic affirming. The point is to brainwash yourself and to permeate those positive beliefs, because your beliefs are creating what you see out there into your subconscious mind. Because if you think about it, when we were younger, our parents said a lot of things to us, to our sponge like brains that we have embedded in us. And we have like old programming that's like creating things. I can't tell you how many situations I've been in where I was just nervous surrounding money or nervous surrounding any life situation, and I would sit there and be like, everything always works out well for me, everything always works out well for me. I would just constantly loop it and play it in my mind and just say it and just say it and say it. And miraculously, the money has always shown up. Miraculously, everything has always worked out for me. I wouldn't be here if it didn't. For example, I got my hair done a couple weeks ago. I got a Yuko straightening, and I was really nervous about this because like I've had traumatizing situations at salons, just in general, hair salons, nail salons, and that's why I'm a DIY queen. This is why I do my own nails, I do my own hair, I do everything like at this point. So I was really, really nervous, and the whole time I was in the Uber, I was just like, everything always works out well for me. Everything always works out for me. It doesn't mean that I wasn't nervous. It doesn't mean that like doubt wasn't creeping in. It doesn't mean that I necessarily believed what I said. I mean, with this particular affirmation, I actually did believe it because I brainwashed myself. But I was so nervous like going into the salon, because like the first time I ever got my hair straightened years ago, I went to this Dominican salon in Queens, and it was like such a horrible experience. I um I sat in the chair with my beautiful thick hair, and then they all started talking shit about me in Spanish. Ese puta no cuida su cabello. Ayúdame, ayúdame, por favor. Necesito dos, tres personas para ella. And it was just so embarrassing because they thought I didn't speak Spanish. Literally having PTSD telling me the story, but they were just letting me have it. But like honestly, after that situation, it's so funny because like after they straightened my hair, it was like so long, and they were just like, because they didn't expect it because I guess shrinkage or whatever. But after that, I never visited a salon again. And so going to this hair salon, it's like a Japanese hair salon. I was nervous. I was really, really nervous. And I got there, and she was just kind of like looking at me like perplexed, like, and I'm just like, oh my God, here we go. And so I sit into the chair, And she keeps like, saying something, like she keeps saying the same thing over again. And I'm just like, well, goddamn, like, oh my God. But immediately, because I've been in the habit of robotic affirming, I start my days with affirmations now, just to permeate my subconscious with what I want to. So like I sat there and I was like, oh my God, it's so easy to do my hair. She's having a good time. It was so easy for her this time. It was like great, etc., etc. And I've been telling you, this woman was like perplexed. Like she didn't know where to start. She didn't know if she wanted to like wash my hair and then maybe it would tangle, or she didn't know if she wanted to like just do it dry. I sat there and I just affirmed in my head. I was just like, my hair is so easy to do. They're having a good time. It was so fast. It was faster than usual. Because the thing is, I have fine hair, but it's so thick and so dense that even I get frustrated, like taking care of it, like even parting it. Like I just like, oh my God. I kid you not, 5 minutes later, she comes back and she's like, so straight, so fast. A lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. It wasn't even 5 minutes that I was in my head, like, just like, they're so easy to do. They're having a good time. I'm gonna be out of here faster than expected. It was a blast this time, etc., etc. But literally in that moment, I was like, oh my God, the world is actually responding to my thought, feelings, and vibrations. And that's what happens. Like, this is why I'm telling you, like, if you're gonna sit here and complain about the same things over and over again, and you know what? I get it. It's just like, I feel like on some level, all of us, we attract situations and experiences into our life, even if they're not the most favorable, to learn from them. So I get it. And where a lot of us get tripped up is the how we're gonna make these things happen for ourselves. And that's where you're messing up, because you're not supposed to be thinking about the how. The how only deters you from what you want, and then you just get stuck, and then you're feeling bad about the thing. Like, you need to be able to think about things without causing negative resistance to them. So, for example, like I make a decision, make a decision that you're beautiful and go with it. So, for example, you want to be pretty? I'm a goddess. I'm a love goddess. Actually, like years ago, that I got a tarot reading one time, and this like lady, she told me, she was like, um, tell yourself you're a love goddess, tell yourself you're a love goddess in the mirrors and all these things. And I did that over time. And as someone with like low self-esteem, like it actually worked. You're not gonna believe that shit at first. You're just gonna be like, who are you kidding? Your conscious mind is gonna be like, bitch, no, you're not. You're hit. But over time, it's looped and it's looped and it's looped and it's looped. I don't know about you. I don't know about your parents or your upbringing or your situations that have happened to you. But like for someone who's had a harder life experience, like we've had our parents telling us shitty things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't you just gonna be like your mother, you're gonna be like your father, this, that, and the third, you're not gonna be good, you're not gonna be this. And honestly, not everyone is strong, and it kind of just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for some people. But like, you need to brainwash yourself for success. And if I were you, I would try robotic affirming. Like, yeah, you feel like you're lying to yourself, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to believe it. Listen, if your beliefs create your reality, this is what I told myself. If beliefs create reality, and my personal beliefs create reality. My belief is I don't gotta believe the shit that I'm writing, but it works because I wrote it. That's a belief that I created. So if I were you and I wanted to get into stuff, I would affirmations. It's simple. Look it up on YouTube. There's so many success stories of people robotically affirming and getting the things they want in no time. So I would do that. If you're someone who's really negative about your situation in your life, you need to rewrite the programming. Erica Badu even has a lyric where she says like, write it down in pen and paper and watch that shit manifest or whatever. My new favorite affirmation has been, I have all my desired cosmetic transformations. It's all encompassing. It just like, it applies to anything. And it just like over time, if you just keep saying it to yourself, you're gonna achieve your aesthetic goals. Also, I'm never telling you to not feel your feelings here. I don't want you to think like, oh, I'm not supposed to like think negative. You're a human being, and of course you're gonna have negative. You're not gonna have the best days all the time. But what I'm telling you is feel your feelings and let them go. Do not sit around and harp on them. Here's the thing, if you're like manifesting and you're like, okay, well, I can't think a negative thought, I have to be positive. And that's the good thing about affirming and robotic affirming. If you aren't someone who likes to write, your hand hurts, like scripting and everything like that, because mine hurts after a while, you can download the Parrot app, and that is like a record that helps you loop it. You can listen to your affirmations in the shower. You can say your affirmations in the shower. If you're going for a walk, instead of music, you can put your affirmations on. And this is if you want to make fast change happen into your life. This is something that I learned a long time ago. And like when I first started learning about all this stuff, I was just like, well, damn, like I cannot be like driving the boat with the negative thoughts. I have to always pivot my thoughts because I don't want to attract things into my reality that I don't want to happen. But I learned like it's so healthy to just feel your feelings and let them go, and then they don't have power over you. Not feeling your feelings and sweeping them under a rug and pretending that everything is fine is just like not cleaning your room, throwing all the dirty clothes in the closet, and then eventually like it's full and then it pours out and then it's just like the most inconvenient time, etc. Feel your feelings, let them go, don't harp on them. It's the natural state of every human's life to get better if you let it. So look around. Life is so much more easier than it was 50 years ago. Human civilization has technologically advanced so much. And while like, you know, you negative Nancy's will say like, well, I mean, look around, look at the genocide, look at this, look at that, look at the whatever. There's a lot of bad in the world, but there's also a lot of beauty in the world. And it's all about perspective and how you choose to see things and how you choose to, like I said, you only get so much energy in a day to manifest the things you want. Your dominant thoughts and intentions is what you're gonna like attract to you. If you think about a red car long enough, you're gonna start to see red cars. If you think about that boy long enough, you're gonna start to see his name, you're gonna start to hear his name, your Uber Eats driver is gonna be his name. You know. So your dominant thoughts are what's manifesting. So you only have so much time and energy in a day to actually like positively focus on the things you want without creating resistance for yourself. And if you're listening to like the negative Nancy over here, like this over there, drama on social media and this, that, and the third, you are depleting your energy levels and you have nothing left for yourself at the end of the day. And that's why your life doesn't change. Yeah. Also, I don't care if you're ugly and you feel like you don't deserve self respect. You're a human being, and because you're a human being, you are worthy and you should have those things. Do not wait until you're hot, you're beautiful, you've lost weight, you have reached your aesthetic goals to cultivate self respect for yourself. Because guess what? The better you look, the worse it gets. And as someone who's achieved multiple aesthetic goals, I can tell you it gets worse. I've never been so I've never been so like attacked in my life before the way I am nowadays. I've never been so like on high alert nowadays because of like people like trying to get at me and just like gaslight me into like, oh yeah, no. The better you look, the worse it gets. So you might as well start cultivating some self-respect and self-esteem right now. So as you achieve your aesthetic goals and you get it moving, like, because here's the thing, you get more beautiful, you level up, you're getting hot, but your mindset is still that of like you before, right? Now you're easy target to be manipulated. Now you have men taking advantage of you because they can smell that insecurity. Now you have women taking advantage of you because they can smell that insecurity. And like, there are gonna be people on the outside looking in like, what is that beautiful girl doing with that guy? Like, you ever notice the most beautiful girls have the shittiest freaking boyfriend experiences? You need to have self-respect for yourself. And you know what? How you treat yourself is how you allow other people to treat you. The closer you get to the finish line, the more people will try to drag you down. And I recently had a situation happen to me. It was actually on the day that I got my hair done. And like, as like, you know, you get your hair done, you're running errands for no reason. You want to like, you know, hey, I gotta go to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Because you just look good or whatever, and you're just like, whatever. But I was walking, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like, "You're a model, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, I'm a designer." Blah blah blah. He gives me his card. I had my sunglasses on, so like you know how sunglasses mute the experience, and it was just so like out of the blue. And I'm looking at him, and then he asks me like where I'm from. I'm like, New York. And then he says something else that tells me he wasn't listening to me in the first place. He was just kind of looking at me because he acts like I'm like, I had to tell him New York twice. He smiles at me, girl, and I see like one rotten tooth, and I'm like, oh, jump scare, repulse. So I'm like, oh, have your card, thank you. I'm not one to discriminate on someone's appearance. I'm naturally not that person. Like, I'm not that person. In this situation, I was just like, I think I'm gonna discriminate. I think I'm gonna like, you look crazy. I'm gonna discriminate. Also, like I googled like the number on the card and everything, and I couldn't really find anything on it. So I was just kind of like red flag. So I already made a decision to not text him. His English wasn't so bad in person. He didn't seem like he was like from another country. But okay, fast forward a week later, the card's on the floor. I threw it on the floor somewhere, just like ugh, trash. And I'm looking at the card a week later, and I'm just like, I'm kind of bored. And then I'm like, no, I should listen to my intuition. And I was like, what's the worst that could happen? So I decided to text him, and immediately he's like, you look so petite and so nice. What's your dress size? What's your shoe size? What's your waist size? Asking about my body, just like randomly. Asks us to go get lunch. And I'm just like, in time, in time, in time. Keep in mind, as a spelling bee nerd, as a spelling bee champ, nothing gives me the ick more than grammatical errors. And when I tell you the worst grammatical errors I've ever seen, that I was just kind of like mid conversation, I was just like asking ChatGPT how to get rid of someone politely. So he starts asking me a bunch of questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your astrological sign? Which is a red flag. It's kind of giving. Nonetheless, I'm like, okay, these sound like questions you Google, questions to ask someone when you first meet them. That's what it was giving. But nonetheless, I'm like, okay, so like what clothes do you design? He's like dressy, upscale. I'm an in-person dresser. Keep in mind the grammatical errors are horrible, horrible. So, and then I asked him, I'm like, well, how do you showcase your business online if you like, how do you get business if you don't showcase your business online? And he gets so triggered, he starts attacking me. Like, this is show, like, you're in Hollywood now, Carmelita. Oh my God, God, I need to read it for you. Because it's so bad. This is what happens when you don't listen to your intuition. Keep in mind, this man sounded like his English was good in person, so I'm like, what the hell is this? He was talking like it was like 1950s, and I was Marilyn Monroe, and we were at Paramount Studios. Okay, so he starts attacking me because I didn't give him my measurements or like anything like that. I was just like, why? Like, you're not presenting me with the opportunity, what you want to know, like my like body measurements, like red flag. So he starts attacking me, and then he's like, I'm a real man. If you're not on the same page with me, oh well. Text me back when you're not so sensitive and you respect my manhood questions in Hollywood showbiz casting director questions. Carmelita, you're in California now. Lots of movie stars and showbiz people. Girl, here's the thing about LA and California. You get the worst kinds of people, but you also get the best kinds of people, the spiritually in tune people. And there seems to not be a lot of middle ground. So it's like, I cannot tell you how many Uber drivers, like, how many Ubers I've gotten to where they're like, well, I'm an actor, I'm a model, I do this, everything but drive a damn car. So it's like a lot of people here like to like talk themselves up a lot in order to manipulate people. For some reason, because he put me in the model category, he also put me in the low intelligence category. And when I started asking questions, he's like, oh, hell no. I'm gonna give it to you straight here with that situation. This was someone who's probably homeless, looking crazy on the street, sees a tall, beautiful model, wants to manipulate me, okay? Probably rob me too, okay? Like, I'm not saying like bad things don't happen to all types of people, but I'm just saying you become a target when you start looking real good and nice. That's all I'm saying. If you get anything from this video, it's just don't let people get into your psyche because that's what they want. The thing is, when it comes to like crappy men and like women who don't like themselves and just losers and all these things. They just want to get into your psyche so that you have low self-esteem. You're walking around with low self-esteem. You're questioning yourself. You're like, do I look too fat today? All these things. That's the point. The point of the comment or the insult is to get into your psyche to affect how you're going forward in life, to bring your confidence down. So if you get anything from this video, stop letting people get into your psyche. Like, no one is walking around telling the homeless person that he's homeless. And if you are, bitch, you are rude. But like when it comes to like a beautiful girl, like there are literally YouTube channels on here that where men tell other men, don't compliment her. You don't want her head to get too big. Basically, they don't want you to know your power. So if anything, do not let these people get into your psyche. You know, I really do feel for all the older women and the younger girls who get taken advantage of because they were like brainwashed and told that they're not good enough. I feel for you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Love between humans is it's not unconditional. And when we're born, our parents are the ones who place these conditions on us and teach us that love is conditional. And it really all boils down to your beliefs. I feel like people who have great parents naturally have advantages in the world, especially if they've instilled beliefs of empowerment in them. I feel like they have great advantages. But if you weren't born with the best upbringing, and it's gonna be harder for you, and it's up to you to rewrite your negative programming and to realize these things. If you grew up poor, I feel like the thing with poverty mindset is like poverty mindset can be so hard to like get out of. And even if you've evolved and you've like made money and you've accomplished a lot of things, there's just like little things like in little step points. I feel like a natural set point for a lot of people is to anticipate lack and anticipate potentially not having it all. And Abraham and Esther Hicks even says, like, you know, those people who get super rich and then they just lose it all. It's because they had a fear of like not having anything and losing it all. And then it kind of just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's really up to you to unwrite those negative beliefs. Affirmations, baby. A lot of getting unstuck, and I say unstuck with air quotes, is by making things work for you. There's always a way. So for me, for example, I stopped going to the gym for like a month straight. I stopped going for walks because I did not want to be perceived. I don't like public gyms. I really don't like them. I don't like feeling like the dude staring at my camel toe. I don't like getting dirty stares from women because I have a flat stomach. I don't want to be perceived right like sometimes, and I didn't even want to be perceived on a walk, so I stopped doing that. And I had a mental health decline. I even stopped drinking celery juice, y'all. I know. Oh, I know. I stopped doing all the things that made me feel better physically and mentally. And like, it's no wonder I felt like shit. So, for you, if you're not getting any physical activity, it's no wonder you feel like shit. But here's the thing, if you don't want to be perceived, if you don't want to go for a walk, guess what I did? I ended up getting a high quality jump rope for convenience. If you live in an area or an apartment where you don't want your neighbors to hear you jumping rope, maybe you're overweight, it's like heavy feet on the floor, get a ropeless jump rope. There's always a way to make things work. And I feel like a lot of getting unstuck is learning to make things work for you. And I feel like nothing teaches you to be more resourceful than when you don't have resources. Take care of your body, take care of your gut health. There's a brain body connection. Your gut health is connected to your mental health. Your physical health is connected to your self esteem. If you're not doing these things, do the things you don't want to do. Drink the protein shake you don't want to drink. Drink the juice you do not want to drink. Eat like you have to do these things. Anything and everything to make sure that your mental health is top tier is how you're going to be able to function and get unstuck. You're never really stuck. And I'm someone who's prided myself on like never getting stuck. My worst fear in life is to get stuck and stagnant and just feel like life is not changing. Like that's always been my worst fear. But you're never stuck. It's really all mental. All is mind. Get your mind right. You're the one telling yourself that you're stuck. You're not really stuck. And then you're also ignoring the little things that are happening for you. Yeah, let's say you're manifesting right. Nothing's working, nothing's happening. How do you know that? There's like so many things that are going on in the invisible world that you can't even see. sometimes there's like a time delay or a time lag. That's like why when I do like my manifestation techniques, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't get doubt sometimes. It's not that I get doubt. I get no doubt because you know what? I have manifested so much things in my life that I'm just like, this shit works, okay? It's working out for me. But I do get like, where the hell is it? Like, I'm so impatient. But I never think that nothing is happening because I know there's so many like invisible things happening in the spirit realm that you can't see. So you're never really stuck. Stop complaining about your shitty hair if you're not creating conditions for it to thrive. Stop complaining about your acne if you don't regularly wash your makeup brushes, and if it's too much, just spray with some alcohol spray. Like, for me personally, like, I let loose like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago. My skin was so textured and bumpy and stuff like that. And I was just like, damn, it was all this sugar I was eating, and I just didn't care. I just really didn't care. Like, I didn't have to be on camera also. Like, when I have to be on camera, I'm a little bit more cleaner with what I put in my body and stuff because like I'm gonna be judged by a bunch of people watching me. But like when I'm off camera, I'm just like, oh, you gotta tone that. But it don't even take nothing but 2 or 3 days to like my skin to start looking crazy. But what am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit here and complain about how my skin is shit, or am I gonna do something to like make my skin not be shit? Am I gonna start putting cleaner foods in my body? So stop complaining if you're not creating conditions for your body to thrive in and be good. So if you're doing anything where your personal magnetism is like how you're going to get your prosperity. So, for example, like in LA or New York, there are a lot more jobs relying on influence rather than physical labor. That's why you're investing in beauty. Think about it that way. Your personal magnetism, your effort, and your investment in beauty is going to get you taken care of. Think about this for a second. I'm catering to the superficial aspects of the world here. Do you think anyone wants to click a video on how to be beautiful from someone who doesn't look the part? You've got to have the looks to sell your bullshit here, okay? That's why you're doing it. You could care less about like putting effort into how you look in yourself. Do it for the benefits that you will receive. Personally, I think you should do it for yourself because it'll make you feel good about yourself. I think everyone likes to look good. Everyone wants to look at something pretty. And I feel like if you're not pretty to look at, you've got to have charisma or wit to get ahead. It just is what it is. Beauty is simply a tool to survive and thrive in the world. Look at it that way if you're unable to look at it as like for yourself. We are here to talk about the reasons and not the results. The reasons for why you do something is always much more interesting than the results. Every consequence has an action, and every consequence has a set of reasons.
See, there is only one constant: causality. Action, reaction, cause and effect.
Everything begins with choice.
Wrong. Choice is an illusion created between those with power and those without. What is it and what is the reason? Soon it does not matter. Soon the why and the reason are gone. All that matters is the feeling itself. This is the nature of the universe.
So, AKA, like my Matrix quote, it was so good. Matrix movie was so good. He spit facts in that Matrix movie. Basically, why do you want to be beautiful? Or better yet, ask affirmations. Why are you already beautiful? What's the reasoning here? Why do you want to push yourself? How do you see your life? How do you see yourself being treated? What do those people look like who are living the lives that you want to be living, you know? Why are you doing this? You need to ask yourself this. Why do you even want to invest into your beauty? Why did you even click this video? Why do you even want to glow up? Tell me in the comments. As soon as you find the reason for why you want to do this, that's when you'll have the drive to just keep going. Whew, I need this myself. I need this pep talk too. Love you guys. Stay beautiful, ladies.